खड़े।
Please check again if it is.
काइंडली कंफर्म अब आपके ऑडियो में आ रहा है? नहीं आ रहा है, वो लोग पीछे खड़े हैं। Can we begin now? अब आपको आ रहा है वो?
Is it now audible to all of you? So, can we go ahead?
Can we begin
Great.
now? अब आपको आ रहा है वो?
Is it now audible to all of you?
Kindly अब
So, can we go
settle
ahead?
down कर जाएं ताकि सर
Great.
शुरू कर पाएं।
Great.
काइंडली अब सेटल डाउन कर जाएं ताकि सर शुरू कर पाएं।
So, is it okay now? Okay. So, thank you for your patience, please. There was some technical
कैमरा
glitch in terms of
प्लीज
audio.
सेटल कर जाएं ताकि हम आगे
you for
शुरू
your
कर
patience.
पाएं।
So, is it okay now? Okay. So, thank you for your patience, please. There was some technical glitch in terms of audio. Thank you for your patience.
आपके माइक्स यहाँ है, इससे तो आपको आउटपुट मिल रहा होगा। आपके माइक्स यहाँ है, इससे तो आपको आउटपुट मिल रहा होगा।
Is it okay now? Okay. Thank you very much. और आप सबने धैर्य रखा ये टेक्निकल ग्लिच का। So, let's start now. Is it okay now? Honorable Election Commissioner Shri Thank you very much. Pandey ji on my right. और आप सबने धैर्य रखा ये टेक्निकल ग्लिच का। From the ECI. So, let's start now. Media. My colleague, Honorable Election Commissioner Shri Pandey ji on my right. As you all know, this is the first Arun Goyal ji on my left. This year. Senior officers from the ECI. Wish you a very happy new year. Friends from the media. And also, before starting this press conference, during the year we would keep. As you all know, this is the first press conference in this year. So we want to wish you a very happy new year. And also, that during the year we would keep meeting more often. This is just the beginning of the elections during 2023. तो लगातार आपसे मिलते रहेंगे. And happy beginning for the voters of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland to join in the festival of democracy. Greetings to the voters of these three states. As you may be aware, the term of legislative assemblies of the three states of Nagaland, Meghalaya and Tripura are respectively coming to an end on 12 March, 15 March, 22 March. तीनों assemblies का जो term है वो इस दिन खत्म हो रहा है. The three states have 60 assembly constituencies each. Nagaland has 59 STs and just one general. Meghalaya 57 STs and 5 general, whereas Tripura has 30 general, 10 SCs and 20 STs. So friends, women participation in these three states in the earlier elections has been higher than the male participation. So it's a very happy trend to report to you. While each election has its own set of challenges, and despite difficult terrains in these three states have set this example of, as you are seeing, a female voter turnout of 86% as against 81% of male in Nagaland, 87% as against 83% in Meghalaya, and 91% in Tripura as against 87% in Tripura. तो इन सभी राज्यों में महिलाओं की भागीदारी वोटिंग में ज़्यादा रही है और ये विषय हम पूरे देश के समक्ष भी रखना चाहते हैं ताकि दिस इज़ ए गोल टू एस्पायर फॉर अस एंड ऑल्सो ऑल आर proud women voters of the country. And not only the participation, their number also in the electoral roll is higher. This is also another very interesting thing in this case of these three states. All the 60 general assemblies, general assembly constituencies would go to the poll in these three states. As you all know, these three states have the terrain related challenges, but Commission is committed to ensure the free, fair, participative, accessible and ethical elections in these three states. Friends, we recently visited these three states from 11th of January to 15th of January and met all the district collectors, SPs, senior police officers, CS, DG, all the enforcement agencies. So we want to report back to you what is the feedback and how would we tackle this. Let me in the beginning mention that all over the country there are only few states जहां अब प्री पोल, ड्यूरिंग द पोल और पोस्ट पोल वायलेंस बची है. अभी आपने पीछे 2 इलेक्शंस देखे, कोई वायलेंस नहीं थी. उससे पहले भी 5 इलेक्शन, उससे पहले भी 5 इलेक्शन देखे, देयर वाज नो वायलेंस. इट्स ओनली इन 2-3 स्टेट्स ऑफ द एंटायर कंट्री विच इज लेफ्ट, एंड कमीशन इज कमिटेड with the help of the district administration, district magistrates, SPs. We have told them very, very clearly that the society should have zero tolerance for any kind of violence during the elections. Actually, लोकतंत्र में हिंसा का कोई स्थान नहीं है और हम कमिटेड हैं कि इस राज्यों में भी इस तरीके से आगे बढ़ेंगे. If I show you the electors related profile, Nagaland has in all the state specific details are here and would be shared with you all. But अगर टोटल देखें तो तीनों राज्यों में मिला के जो आपके सामने में फिगर है उसके अनुसार मेल, फीमेल, फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर्स, पीडब्ल्यूडी वोटर्स, 80 वोटर्स, सेंटेनेरियन वोटर्स, ये सबकी फिगर आपके समक्ष है. जो एसएसआर का कार्य था वो 5 जनवरी को पूरा हो गया है और लिस्ट पब्लिश कर दी गई हैं एंड ऑल ओवर द कंट्री इंक्लूडिंग दीज 3 स्टेट्स, and copies have also been given to the polling parties. There are 2.28 lakh voters who have been added in these 3 states, and as per the roll published, there are 97,000 voters who are 80 plus, and there are 31,700 voters who are PWDs, and 100 plus voters number is 2,600, and we have given great emphasis for inclusion of these voters. सभी डीओस को इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी गई हैं कि इन सब के वोट्स लेने के लिए फॉर्म 12D के माध्यम से जो व्यवस्था है, अगर वो लोग पोलिंग स्टेशन पे किसी कारणवश नहीं आ सकते तो जरूर वोट दिलवाएं. There are more than 1.7 lakh, 6 lakh voters who are 18 to 19 years. As per the roll published, there are 97,000 voters and friends, who are 80 plus. As I mentioned in one of the conferences earlier also, we have enabled these 17 plus voters, those who are of 17 years age and not yet 18, to give us advance applications, so that उनकी applications को हम अपने पास रखें प्रोसेस करके, और जैसे ही वो 18 साल के हों उनको हम वोटर कार्ड दे दें, साथ में एक वेलकम किट दे दें. So you would be happy to know that approximately 10,000 youths have registered with us in these 3 states who are between 17 to 18 years. So these 3 states, 62.8 lakh voters combinedly are ready to go to vote, and we request all of them to participate in the elections ethically, freely and in large numbers. If we come to the polling stations accordingly, how do we conduct this in how many polling stations? The total number of polling stations, state-wise list is here to you, the bifurcation which you can use, which we will put it on the on our website and social media also, so that you can use these charts. 9,125 polling stations, and these are 634 more than 2018. Because of the geography of these states, it's around 82% in the rural areas. And we have mandated that 50% of the polling stations would be webcasted. In this case, the arrangements have been made for 73% webcasting of 73% polling stations across these 3 states. Friends, our emphasis now, after I covered the roll part of it, so now from roll to poll. So as I mentioned earlier also, our basic contact with the voters is twofold. At the time of registering them, that is getting entry into the roll, and then at the time of polling. So roll I mentioned recently, just in the briefing. The polling part I will mention now. How do we make their polling easy and a and a kind of a festive? So in these states, there would be 376 polling stations, which would just be managed by our women officers, including the women police personnel. So entire booth, including the security, would be managed by the women staff. And similarly, PWDs will manage the polling stations, and there would be model polling stations which would also have some kind of environmental friendly material used inside. और मॉडर्न पोलिंग स्टेशंस में बहुत प्रयास लोग कर रहे हैं अच्छा करने का, कहीं पर क्रैच भी बना रहे हैं ताकि जो महिला मतदाता आते हैं बच्चों को साथ में लेके, तो वो भी उनको दे फील ए वेरी काइंड ऑफ ए congenial environment to vote. As you might recall, we have also started a practice to encourage our youth who are not so much into, there is some kind of youth apathy which we are struggling with. तो हमने जो हमारे यंग एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं उनके माध्यम से भी जो अभी अभी रिक्रूट हुए हैं, ये गुजरात और हिमाचल में भी ये प्रक्रिया अपनाई थी, अब उसको आगे बढ़ाते हुए यहाँ भी बूथ्स जो हैं वो यंग एम्प्लॉयज़ के द्वारा मैनेज होंगे. Needless to say that in all the polling stations we will have 100% assured minimum facilities, which include, all of them are ground floor. There would be ramp, there would be accessible, there would be water, there would be electricity, there would be toilet, and there would be a volunteer to help our PWD voters and also our senior citizens. Again, needless to say that if somebody has by chance does not have EPIC card, any of these 12 documents can be used. We are just showing it to you so that you can popularize them, put them on through your mediums also. As usual, we would like to again mention you that we salute our heroes of democracy. These are our 80 plus and 100 plus voters. And to give you a glimpse of the beautiful states of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland, these are our old voters, very respected voters, very happy voters. It's a very happy feeling to talk to them whenever we go. And the form 12D would be available to them in these 3 states also from the 5th day onwards after nomination. And as usual, our entire team will go and take their vote with a full security, in which the polling parties will go and the polling agents of the candidates would also be allowed to accompany. Again, this would be applicable to 2600 100 plus of our centenarian voters. The candidates or their agents would all go together, can go accompany to the house of the voter so that there is no allegation of any compromise. Just to mention here, fake news थोड़ा फैलाने वाले भी नए नए तरीके ढूंढते हैं. तो अभी पिछले इलेक्शन में एक एक्सपीरियंस आया था कि किसी ने कहा एक कमरे में बूथ बना के और एक वीडियो चलाई कि ये वोटर्स को ओल्ड एज के कंप्रोमाइज़ हो गया, वोट कोई और डाल रहा है. तो इंक्वायरी कराई तो पता लगा कि वो तो कोई और जगह थी. तो हमने इसके लिए एक नया और रास्ता निकाला है. वो जैसे जैसे नए तरीके ढूंढते हैं हम भी काउंटर करते हैं. तो हमारा तरीका निकाला है कि जो भी घर में जाएंगे, अब जो पोलिंग कंपार्टमेंट सेट करेंगे उसमें असेंबली नंबर भी लिखा रहेगा स्टिकर के रूप में, सो दैट कोई अगर फेक चलाने की कोशिश भी करता है तो एटलीस्ट वो एक ही जगह का होगा. पूरे उसमें तो हमें मालूम ही नहीं हुआ कि किस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी की बात कर रहे हैं. सो नाउ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी नंबर and booth number will also be pasted on the compartment so that we are sure that there is no fakeness into this, if at all there is a photo. So there would be a sticker attached to this. Friends, there would be 31,700 PWD voters. And these, as I mentioned, they also have the same facility. Ramps are being constructed. And another thing which we want to report to you, we are making another effort. The drinking water, electricity, ramp. Why not get them permanently in these schools through the medium of our elections? So we are insisting everywhere that please do not create temporary facilities to the extent possible. In any case, let this be a gift to the schools from the election process that they get separate toilets for boys and girls, electricity, furniture, and the ramp for the students who could be otherwise suffering, having any kind of disability. So, budgets are being sanctioned by all the states, and we have been promised that they will try and get the permanent structures to the extent possible, so that we don't review all the time and we guarantee that all our polling stations will manage the polling stations, so that we don't review all the PWD friendly with electricity and with toilets. These will manage the polling stations. The commission has also, as you know, provided the Saksham app with electricity. They can book any facility which they want, from the volunteers to the tricycle or whatever they want, wheelchair, that can also be made available. दिल्ली में बैठ के हम लोग जब इलेक्शंस की बात करते हैं तो एक डिफरेंट पिक्चर नज़र में आती है. तो इन दिस presentation, and to make it little more grounded, we are trying to show you how it looks where the elections are going to happen, and how tough it is, how different it is from our perspective, how difficult it is to conduct election in these states for the personals who are involved in this. You would see the polling station on the slide here. This is at the top of a foothill called the Mount Saramati in Nagaland. And you can imagine how difficult would it be for the polling parties to go. The second one which you are seeing is very interesting. This is on the border of Myanmar, and the line, the division line, passes through the house of the head of the village. So his house is half this side, half this side. So that's the interesting picture we thought we'll show you to make it little more visually appealing to you. How they conduct elections in places like Meghalaya. Please see how difficult it is. Somewhere there are temporary booths, temporary bridges of bamboo which are made. I'll show you a small video how do they walk this time. Look at the next slide, in which polling stations and families in Tripura, this is from Tripura, half them going by a kind of boats and into the inhabited, less habited, inaccessible islands also. So friends, imagine the BLOs, the polling personals who go and get involved in this activity. Forests, tough terrains, the bridges which are temporary, hill areas. And what happens? They actually deserve our appreciation. So this is what I wanted to